Citizens arrest! Citizens arrest! That cop was not on an emergency call, and he just did an illegal U-turn in the middle of the
Wait,
road.
I did not see it. I was on a different page. What happened?
The Metro police officer did an illegal U-turn in the middle of Broadway, right there.
Oh, he don't even know that we got it on video.
I cannot believe. So, my favorite episode of Andy Griffith of all time has it, that's exactly what happens. Barney makes a U-turn on the street, and he didn't have an emergency, like he wasn't going to an emergency, and so Gomer yells out, "Citizens arrest! Citizens arrest!" and Barney had just like gotten through talking about, we do things by the book and blah blah this, blah blah that, and there's this whole crowd of people there, and they're like, "Yeah, Barney, you did it. You just said we go by the book." He made a citizen's arrest, so he had to write himself a ticket. It was hilarious.
Dude, that is funny. I need to watch that show more. I know that's kind of a ridiculous thing to say at this point, but after
it really is funny though. Like, I mean,
no, it is good. I've seen some good stuff on it.
You have to like know what episodes to watch, because there are some that are just like meh, but there are about 18 to 20 episodes that are hysterical.
Really?
So I don't know. It's just anyway, it's Monday morning, and I just saw the police make an illegal U-turn, and I thought, man, what a way to start the show.
Yeah, seriously, goodness gracious! I guess anything goes today. There's no rules.
There are no rules. It's Columbus Day, so
it really is.
That makes a lot of sense.
I mean, honestly, that's true, because he was kind of the worst, right? Wasn't he the worst?
He was the worst.
Okay, that's what I thought. I just didn't know for sure, but
like that is so on brand for Columbus Day.
Yeah, no, like for real. Hey, it's Columbus Day, so like their debriefing was, don't forget to get out there and really don't care about anything
and really just muck up the rules, man.
Be what we want, what Columbus would have wanted us.
Well, I hope you guys are having a fantastic Monday, or at least start to your Monday here on October 10th. This is an October 10th edition of Mornings on Main Street. Glad to be back with you. I've missed you guys. It's been 3 whole days since I saw you, and boy, have I been busy. Justin is coming to you remotely from the Eastern time zone.
I am.
That's where I was at on Saturday. I went to Knoxville for a wedding.
Oh, yeah, what was that? You did well. You had like an action-packed weekend.
Oh, it was insane. So I went down to Pulaski for the Giles County Columbia Central football game on Friday night that ended abruptly with it wasn't really a fight. It was a scuffle. But
little tussle.
Yeah, on the sideline. But it was a 21-point game, and there were like 6 minutes left, and the officials were just like, meh, maybe we just don't try to escalate this any farther. So they called the game.
So why I think I know the answer to this question already, but so in hockey, they let you fight.
That's correct.
They let you go ahead and do it. I'm assuming it's because they're on skates, and it would be like more dangerous for them to try to break it up than it would be to just let them go ahead and duke it out. But what's the difference between being a referee with no pads on and going and breaking up a football fight?
It's probably more difficult. You have more officials. You have at least 5.
That's true.
Than 3.
That's true.
But there are also more players on the field. There are 22 versus 10.
You're talking about the refs for NFL or football games. Gotcha.
Right. So football, there's 22 players, anywhere from in high school 5 to 7 referees, and then in the pros you have I think 10.
It's so funny too, like when they're fighting in hockey when they're fighting, because the refs really do just like
they just stand there, watch until somebody falls down.
It's almost awkward, as in like, man, I could probably do something about this.
But why?
But I'm going to let them tucker themselves out.
So I don't know what the deal is. I don't know why they let you fight in hockey, but
no, but that's pretty interesting that you saw. So you saw that go on live though, right? Is that what you said? You were there for that?
happened. It was crazy. So they called the game. I wrote my story, left, got home, went to Knoxville on Saturday morning. I was listening to Bob Kessling all the way there, and
Nice.
Tennessee was just absolutely manhandling LSU.
I know. I saw that, man. That was awesome. That was so
Yeah,
awesome. I loved how we kept piling it on too.
just
I don't love how Hendon Hooker stayed in for so long though.
yeah. In the third quarter, I tweeted. I was like, "Hey, maybe we get Joe Milton up.
Yeah, like he's good too. Like we could probably
Maybe we just use him."
right. Exactly.
You
We
know.
kind of got a big game next week.
Pretty big game next week. So anyway, listen to that. Enjoyed that. Obviously, did the wedding. Had a great time with those folks.
Nice.
Came back. Did another wedding last night.
That's what I'm
with
saying. You were
some
on.
folks from like Lewisburg, and I'm telling you, man, it was an absolute party.
Please tell me the difference between each one.
So okay, here's the difference. Saturday's wedding was at a country club.
Oh,
Sunday's wedding
okay.
ended with the groom, his 4-year-old son, and about 3 other guys actually doing what Petey Pablo asked in Raise Up, taking their shirt off, twisting around their head, and spinning it like a helicopter.
Wow. Okay. Wait. Back up.
Do you not know Petey Pablo?
I would probably know the face, but I
No,
don't
you probably wouldn't. I've never seen
Right.
Petey Pablo's face.
Okay, gotcha.
North Carolina, come on and raise up, take your shirt off, twist it around your head, spin it like a helicopter. You don't know that song?
I don't, man. I really wish I did.
Okay, you really should. Yeah,
I probably should.
Petey Pablo.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Petey Pablo, Raise Up, great song. Anyway, that's the difference in the two weddings right there. That
So funny. Why do you have to? I mean, as a DJ, right? That's what you were there for DJing, correct?
yes.
So as the DJ, you have to cater to that.
Read the crowd. Read the
Read
crowd.
the crowd. Right. Exactly. That is. You know what? Kudos, my man. That is a diverse playlist. I was sure that.
It was insane. So we had a good time. It was a great weekend.
Yeah,
and
rocking.
we had it rocking. We did. We had it rocking. It took a little while for Sunday's wedding to kind of get going.
Right.
But once they did their like little fake send off, and the grandparents and aunts and parents went home, and all them people,
right,
it got crazy.
People started cutting that rug.
Oh yeah, they were cutting something. So it was a blast. Had a good time. Had a great weekend. Hope you guys did too.
Absolutely.
It's a beautiful day, man.
It is, man.
It's gonna be. I don't know how much longer I can take this perfect weather.
No, I agree. And well, okay, so I actually have a little quarrel with this weather. It's way too cold at night. It is way too cold at night.
Okay, so at these weddings, I'm sweating during the ceremonies at like 4 o'clock. Well, I mean, I've set up everything. Like I'm setting up all the equipment and but I'm sweating during the wedding ceremony.
During the day.
It's like 4 o'clock.
Gotcha, my fault. I was thinking
And
tonight.
By 7:30, 8 o'clock, I'm freezing my tail off.
Oh my gosh, that is quite. So what time do you get done? You said around 8?
Usually around 10 is when most weddings end. And so like I have a little space heater. You have to take a space heater with you.
It's funny because there's no I don't know how else to say this other than this word, but there's no foreplay with the cold in the heat in Tennessee. It's like, all right, hey, we're feeling pretty good outside. Now we're cold.
Yeah, no, there's
no
it is not a gradual. It's just it's cold outside right now. If the sun weren't shining, I would be cold. But because the sun is shining, I'm hot. Right. And then when the sun goes down, it immediately just freezes.
It doesn't even give you like a text.
There's no warning. No.
Like, hey, we're going to be cold soon. It's going to be pretty chilly. Maybe start looking for some outerwear to put on.
No.
It's like, no, if you're not, it's like Day After Tomorrow when stuff starts freezing. You know what I'm saying? Have you seen that movie?
Oh, yeah. That's exactly what it is. I mean, as soon as the shadow hits, it's ice.
You got to go to the library, start burning books.
I mean, like it was brutal. So yeah, I feel you there. I have that same quarrel. Man. I have that same quarrel, and it's not going to be any better today, Justin. And so why don't we tell them about today's weather?
Well, to let's go ahead. I guess we'll go ahead and bring the energy back up on the weather because we during the day it is nice. You're right. I am in love with
It's
the
so
weather.
fantastic.
Right, it is. And today's not going to be any different. Today's weather is brought to you by Roy Meat Service. Roy Meat Service is your local Nashville meat place to go eat either there or you can take the meat home with you, whether it be a quesadillas, which they have Es Fernando's quesadilla, whether it be ribs, mac and cheese, an RC Cola, throwback, anything you can think of meat-wise, they have it. Their staff is amazing. You can reach them at 615-227-2583. Visit them at 605 South 19th Street, Nashville, Tennessee. Or you can go online and check out everything I just said because they have an awesome photo gallery that shows you the meats that you can take home at roymeatservice.com. You're going to want to put Roy's. I always do for some reason, but it's Roy with no S, so roymeatservice.com. Your weather for today is 77 high, low 45, no rain, which is awesome. I love that there's 0% chance of rain. That always makes me think that someone was like, I mean, that's such a guarantee. You know what I mean?
It is.
33% chance of humidity, which is my favorite part of this whole entire thing. And the UV index is chilling. So that's your weather, brought to you by Roy's Meat Service. And it's going to be nice, except when the sun goes down. And then you're going to be freezing cold.
That's exactly right. We'll take a look now at our traffic, brought to you by 50 Ford, a Nashville area nonprofit serving older adults. They're a proud partner with the All of Us research program from the National Institutes of Health. Learn how you can help change the future of health by visiting our website at joinallofus.org/50 Ford. Spell out 50. A multi-vehicle crash has been reported at mile marker 81 on Interstate 65 northbound in Davidson County, just past the 440 interchange. It appears that the right lane of 3 lanes is blocked and the shoulder is blocked. So make sure to either get into the left lanes or avoid that area just before Wedgwood. Also, slow traffic moving, merging delays at 440 and I-40. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
But I would like to point out that as of right now, there are no delays coming in from 24 West on 65 South. 0 delays.
Wow. You're telling me people are driving at the speed limit or a little bit above or below?
That is exactly what I'm telling you, and I am shocked.
I'm in disbelief, and I think that even if you jinxed it, the fact that it was going on up until this point is amazing.
Right. Exactly. I mean, hey, I wasn't ready for that. Murfreesboro, same thing. There's just, red light traffic.
And I was going to pull up the traffic cams for you, but I felt like last time I was going a little bit too sporadic with it. How did we feel about that?
I don't know. It's, you pulled up one and they just started spinning it around like a helicopter.
You know what I mean?
Like North Carolina raise up.
Exactly. We'll do it anyways. Here, look. Let's
you pull up one. Next thing I know, boom. All right, let's see.
Like who's
yeah, hit that one right there where the. Let's see if we can see that accident. Has it cleared up? The one right below that. See, there's an accident there. So
right here,
there's a camera just before that.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Just under Right. I wonder, can we see if that has cleared up? Because it certainly looks like it's cleared.
See, that's the thing. It's like it says it's. Should we check the one on the other side of it?
Well,
it does look clear.
It looks clear to me.
I mean, people are. Look at that truck. You don't care.
Yeah. These people are flying.
There's
no traffic
coming up. They don't
looks like you guys might be okay right there at the Wedgwood exit. So there you have it. That's your traffic.
Nice
for today. Got a lot to get to today. Our top 3 stories that we didn't get to on Thursday. So I'm going to just read those today.
Should it be top 6?
No, just 3. We're going to limit it to 3, and we will
talk about that off air. I can't believe I brought that up live. Very dumb of me. I'm sorry.
We'll talk. We won't talk, but we'll watch as Stephanie Miller visits with Clarksville Vibes podcast host as well. So that's coming up. Looking forward to it. So you guys stick around here for our top 3 stories on the other side of our first break here on Mornings on Main Street. It's Main Street Media TV. We'll be back after this.
The high school football season is here, and nobody handles Friday nights better than Main Street Media. Here's Zach Womble with details.
That's the name of the game here at Main Street Media and Main Street Preps. Is, we've been doing this for a long time now, and I think you hit on it. We've got an army of reporters across all of Middle Tennessee. I think there's about 130 schools in the Middle Tennessee area, and we try to cover all of them. We cover about 11, 12 counties at this point. And those Friday night shows, it's we're gonna show that off. We're gonna showcase the talent that we have on the field with reporters across several mid-state games on the weekly basis. So whether you're in Williamson County, whether you're in Giles County or Murray County or Montgomery or Robertson or anywhere in between, we're gonna have you covered from 6 to 11.
Friday Night Live is presented by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, where fans don't let fans drive drunk. Hey, this is George Plaster, and I'm excited to announce that the second annual Plaster and Friends Celebrity Bowling Night is going to happen Monday, November the 28th at the Hermitage Strike and Spare. The three charities that will benefit are Last Minute Toy Store, Martha O'Brien Center, and Stars. And our intention is to get them that money so it can do the most amount of good at Christmas time. Now, here's where I need your help. I need you to sign up to play in the most fun charity event you've ever been involved in. Imagine 64 foursomes with 64 sports personalities in the area. As a single player, it's $200. If you get a foursome, it's $800. And what I want you to do is reach out to me via email, plastergeorge@gmail.com, and we'll get you signed up and get you ready and raring to go. Again, that's plastergeorge@gmail.com for a night you will never forget.
Buddy Allen, it's a tradition. Come on into our store. Buddy Allen, it's a heritage for 40 years and more. What makes a house kind of special? Close friends walking in the door. Flowers blooming in the springtime and little children playing on a Buddy Allen floor.
This is attorney Bart Durham, and this is me. I'm Aaliyah. Keeping in good physical condition is really important to me. But when I had a wreck with a tractor-trailer truck that hurt my legs so bad I couldn't work for almost a year, I knew I needed a lawyer that understood tractor-trailer cases. So I called Bart. Bart gets millions of dollars for his clients every year.
At Bart Durham Injury Law, we've handled hundreds of tractor-trailer cases.
My dad and I want to help. Give us a call at 615-242-9000.
I was looking for a major where I didn't have to do math or science. And when I took, so my sophomore year, I just took a ton of different classes trying to figure out something I liked, and one of them was Journalism 101. And it was like, well, this is great. You get to ask people questions and find out about them and then write about it. What could be better? So that's how I got into it.
Welcome back into Mornings on Main Street Media Television here on this beautiful Monday, October 10th edition of the show. As you take a look at downtown Nashville, Broadway and Fifth Avenue, folks just out walking around, having a good time, enjoying this perfect weather that we continue to have here. Yeah, look at that crew.
Going across the street there. Do you think they're in unison, like in some sort of tour guide thing? I feel like if you're up this,
they're in a group. Those look like children. That looks like there are children involved here.
Okay,
so,
yeah, for sure.
But that's a lot of people walking across the crosswalk right now. Like for a Monday morning, that's just a bunch.
That's what I'm saying.
So,
whoa, what? Why are these people there?
Oh my gosh,
they all just got there. This guy's not even driving a car. What are we doing on this Monday?
Justin, as we've told people all the last couple of weeks, don't get used to this weather. It's back to 80 plus tomorrow and Wednesday.
Correct.
Then it drops below back to 74 and 72, then 80 again on Saturday.
Golly, man.
And
Make
then
up your mind.
after that, though, it's pretty much cold.
Yeah. Wait, what do you mean by cold?
Cold. Like the high is 60, the high is 57 next week. The high is,
No.
yeah. Lows around freezing.
So I'm missing summer already. But here's the thing is I can't stand it when it looks so, you wake up, you do your stretches, you do your 150 push-ups if you're me, and then you look outside. I'm joking, I don't do that. You look outside and it looks like it's nice because the sun's out. There's no clouds in the sky. You walk outside and it's 1 degree outside.
1
There's
degree.
nothing more deflating than that happening.
So let me ask you this as seriously, do you do like push-ups and sit-ups in the morning?
Not one.
Okay. So
I should
when,
though.
when I was in high school, that was my morning routine was stretch, 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups.
I'm pretty sure that's what Chuck Norris did, and he did well with his
So
league. You do too. I mean, you have a rock solid bod.
no, not anymore. But
Not since your wrestling days.
yeah, so when I was in high school, that was my morning routine. It's so funny that you like said that because I was
Right.
like, does he actually do that? Because like that's what I did.
No, it's funny. I was wondering why you didn't laugh because there was no way I would ever do that.
Well, I was like, maybe.
You're like,
I mean,
"He does, yeah.
I did it. If I can do it, he can do it.
Funny. Okay, that's funny. I was like, yeah, maybe he believes me.
Of course, it's a lot easier to do push-ups when you weigh 160 pounds versus now when I weigh 240.
Dude, well, I've tried to do, I'm not gonna lie, about 2 weeks ago, I tried to do push-ups with one of my friends, like everybody has those macho friends that are like, let's do push-ups, see how many we could do. I was like, okay, y'all do that. I'm going to see how many I can do personally. I'm going to do my own personal thing here. And I did 10, knocked him out. I cranked him out. Felt okay for about 6 hours afterwards. And then the next day, it felt like I played professional football in quarterback position. I'm telling you, bro, like I could not move my arms.
Yeah.
So that was sad.
Yeah. Your arms and your chest will certainly swell up if you've not done push-ups in a while.
Felt like Zach Wilson.
Or Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah, anybody gets sacked a lot.
Well, Teddy Bridgewater, who got knocked out of the game on Sunday for the Dolphins, they wouldn't let him come back in because no.
Teddy?
No, so Teddy was playing because Tua couldn't play. He got sacked in the end zone, and apparently the hit was too hard, so they didn't like the way the hit looked, so they wouldn't let him come back in because they're being overcautious.
They were undercautious with Tua, so.
Right? So at this point, like it's almost like, I don't blame you.
They're overcompensating.
They are. So anyway,
so funny.
Let's take a look at today's top 3 stories. What do you say?
Let's do it.
So a couple weeks ago, we told you about a $50 million fund for Nashville's homeless population that Mayor John Cooper was advocating for. Well, it passed last week. They approved the $50 million in one-time spending increase to increase affordable housing, temporary housing, and services for the Nashville's homeless population of about 1,900 people. Shortly before midnight during their meeting late September, council members approved 4 separate resolutions allocating the federal funds from the American Rescue Plan Act, also known as ARPA. Homelessness is a decades-long old challenge for Nashville, and I believe the size, scope, and sophistication of this plan meets the magnitude of the problem, Cooper said in an emailed statement. This is an enormous step for Nashville in our shared goal of becoming a city that works for every resident and every neighborhood. Now, the plan includes $25 million for a low-cost loan program administered by MDHA for developers to quickly increase the number of deeply affordable units available. Up to $5 million of the loans will not have to be repaid. Funding is estimated to create 120 units to be guaranteed affordable for up to 30 years. $9 million to create new temporary gap housing for individuals coming out of homelessness, opening 5 new, quote, mobile housing navigation sites at nonprofits and houses of faith, and increasing utilization of hotels for homeless individuals. It includes $9 million for Metro Homeless Impact Division for case management teams to facilitate 24/7 services for homeless individuals, including mental health, addiction treatment, healthcare referrals, and WIC, TennCare, and disability benefit support. It also includes $7 million toward lowering barriers to housing access, including $4 million for competitive grants for nonprofits and faith-based groups providing support services, and $3 million for new MHID staff for a low barrier housing collective to provide landlords incentives to encourage them to accept previously homeless tenants. Cooper signed legislation finalizing the spending on Wednesday morning last week. Facing repeated public pressure from the mayor's office in recent weeks, several council members had been skeptical of the plan, as original proposals did not specify reporting requirements and other accountability measures. Final proposals were the product of hours of debate and negotiation during work sessions and committee meetings, with council member Courtney Johnston leading the charge to include accountability and specific deliverable numbers in the legislation. Funding is set to go into effect immediately, and Cooper's administration has pledged to expedite implementation, with Metro's cold weather protocols beginning in the coming weeks that we just told you about. It's going to be very cold, close to freezing later this week. All right. The state of Tennessee has the most secure elections in the country, according to the Heritage Foundation's Election Integrity Scorecard. I'm grateful to the Heritage Foundation for this recognition, and to all those who work in Tennessee elections on both the state and local level for their work protecting the integrity of Tennessee ballots, said Lieutenant Governor Randy McNally. In the Heritage Foundation scorecard, the election laws of every state and the District of Columbia are ranked according to how well they protect the integrity and security of the election process. Tennessee earned perfect scores in categories regarding voter ID implementation, vote harvesting restrictions, and vote counting practices. Election integrity is not a partisan issue, and Tennessee has set the national standard in protecting and preserving elections, said Speaker Cameron Sexton. The Tennessee General Assembly has continually updated the state's election laws to incorporate best practices to protect the integrity of the ballot box. While administering elections, the Secretary of State and Tennessee's 95 county election officials have worked hard to ensure that every eligible voter's ballot is counted once and only once. Tennessee elections are administered locally in all 95 counties. The county election administrators and a bipartisan team of local citizens serving as poll officials run polling locations and tabulate election results. A bipartisan county election commission oversees every election. Tennessee law prohibits out-of-state poll watchers or observers and strongly restricts private funding of election administration. Before every election, the bipartisan county election commission tests the voting machines. They're never connected to the internet. And in Tennessee, the totals voters see on election day are unofficial. Before any election is certified, each county election commission verifies the results of every single race. Tennessee's election laws ensure that Tennessee's voter rolls are accurate and only eligible voters can cast a ballot. To keep voter rolls up to date, voters can easily update their registration on govotetn.gov. And Justin, finally, I can attest to this personally, and you probably can too, considering that you have made a long trek this weekend as well. The downward trend in Tennessee pump prices came to an end last week.
Okay.
The state gas price average increased slightly at the end of last week, likely from an uncertainty surrounding the threat of Hurricane Ian, but drifted lower over the weekend. Last Monday's gas price is only 1 penny more expensive than last Monday's average. Tennessee gas price is now $3.18, which is nearly 21 cents less expensive from 1 month ago and 29 cents less expensive than a year ago. 79% of Tennessee gas stations have prices below $3.25. The lowest 10% of pump prices are $2.96 for regular unleaded. The highest are $3.52 for regular unleaded. Tennessee is the fifth least expensive market in the country for gas pricing. The national average maintained its recent surge, rising 7 cents to hit $3.79. And according to data from the Energy Information Administration, gas demand increased nationally from 8.32 million barrels per day to 8.83 million barrels per day last week. The total domestic gasoline stocks decreased by 2.4 million, and that is a problem because it looks like gas prices are going to be going up soon because OPEC has decided to slash the number of barrels available. So just letting you know there. Expect gas prices to increase soon. The most expensive metro markets in Tennessee are in Memphis, Jackson, and Morristown. The least expensive are Chattanooga, so gas up while you're there, Johnson City, and Kingsport, Bristol.
Notice that they have people outside saying, "Get your gas here." Like they don't even have a sign, they're not flipping it or anything. It's just like, "Come on, get in here now."
Get in now before it goes up.
Exactly.
I filled up at Buc-ee's in Crossville
On one of their 128 pumps.
Yeah, so like half of them though are like ethanol free. So like people don't use those because they're expensive.
Oh, so you're saying that okay, so more ethanol, the less expensive.
Yes,
Okay, yeah. Hold on, yeah.
because that's
I
the
need to know
that's the
more adult
inexpensive
things.
part. Do
Chris,
what?
I need to know more adult things, and I think that
Yes.
this is helping me though because you are allowing me to learn these things, so I appreciate it. I'm 27, I should know them, but I don't.
I feel like the uncle at the cookout who, is telling you all the things about being a man and
Exactly, yeah, exactly. Like I didn't
things you probably shouldn't know as a 12-year-old, but
You're like that dude on Napoleon Dynamite, Uncle Rico.
yes,
Like,
I
we would've put me in-
throw
won
all over
state.
those mountains though.
We would have won state. There's no doubt in my mind.
We absolutely would have. No question there. Well, Titans got a big win. That was exciting.
Yes, man. Yes.
Scored a touchdown in the second half. Couldn't believe it.
Yeah, for real. Seriously. Like, so I was golfing at the time it was happening, but I was wearing Ryan over here.
RT17, baby.
Right. And, on the golf course, I'm sure, I don't know how often you golf or if you do at all, but there's a dress code usually. And sometimes on public courses, it's not really that enforced. Like if it's a city course, like they don't really care if you go out there with a t-shirt, but you're usually supposed to have a collared shirt on and, pants or shorts. I went out there with just the jersey on. And
no pants or shorts, just the jersey.
Just the jersey. Got arrested immediately. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, rocked it all day and came in on the turn after the 9th hole. Ran in and was like, "What's the score?" Because I couldn't get it on my phone. It was 21-17, and it ended that way. And I was so happy.
Yeah, thanks to a surprise Carson Wentz interception.
Really?
Yeah, it was 3rd and goal with like 3 seconds to go. They're about to they were going in to score, and Wentz threw a pick. We won the game.
I love what we do to Carson Wentz. I don't know what it is, but for some reason he just looks so silly when he plays against us.
He threw a couple dimes on Sunday. I mean, both of those touchdown passes to Brown were just sick. Of course,
he does in him still for sure.
Yeah. Anyway,
it's those panic plays. Though.
It's the panic plays. It's the pressure. He can't take the pressure at all. Yeah. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, Justin, we'll go to Stephanie Miller in Clarksville, who on This Week in Clarksville, where you can watch on Main Street Media TV anywhere. She did an interview with the host of the Clarksville Vibes podcast. So we'll watch that, and we'll be back after this on Mornings on Main Street Media TV.
This is Eric Berner with Rockcastle Wealth Advisors. I help people in the pursuit of making their money live as long as they do. People hire me because I use a customized, individualized, and personal approach for the person I'm working with. Everyone's situation is different. If you've lost a spouse or a parent and want to make sure your inheritance is utilized and does not just disappear, I can help with that. Call me at 615-235-1058 or email eric@rockcastlewealth.com.
When you're thinking about golf, consider Riverside Golf Links. Under new ownership, the course has improved dramatically. It's now 27 holes, complemented by a 9-hole executive course. Book a tee time now at 615-847-5074 and get ready to enjoy the beauty of golf in the Old Hickory area at Riverside Golf Links.
Welcome to the Omni Nashville Hotel. Urban elegance with a vintage touch. Our 800-room hotel opened up in the fall of 2013 with 746 guest rooms and 54 suites.
Come on into our store, Buddy Allen, it's a heritage for 40 years and more. What makes a house kind of special? Close friends walking in the door, flowers blooming in the springtime, and little children playing on a Buddy Allen floor.
Welcome back to This Week in Clarksville. I'm your host, Stephanie Miller, and I'm with someone that you might already know. I am with Kevin Kennedy. I know Kevin from where we work out, so we work out at the same location, but we have something else in common. We love to meet people and share stories and information.
Absolutely.
Kevin, thank you so much for being with me.
She's the biggest bright ball of energy at 5 a.m. When we roll in there, but that's the kind of people we are, up and early and at it.
Yes.
Trying to do cool things in our community.
That is true. That is where we like to start our day. And if you don't know already, so Kevin has a podcast. It is the Clarksville Vibe Podcast.
That's it.
Focuses right here on people and information coming out of
Yes,
Clarksville.
that's right.
Tell me more about how this got started.
Yeah, so this was really just an idea I had that wouldn't go away. It was in my brain. It was something that had been cooking for a while. And then as you turn over the new year, you come up with these goals. And one of my goals for this year was to finally get this podcast out that really just told the stories about people in Clarksville, people who make this place the best place to live in America. Money Magazine called Clarksville the best place to live in America. And so when you ask people why, they always say it's the people. And so I wanted to be able to share people's stories. And so we've had great success so far. And really it's just allowing people who are creating positive energy, positive stories here to tell us about themselves, their history, their journey, their success and their failures. We're about 20 episodes in. It's just been phenomenal.
It has been, and I said you would probably know him from the podcast, and you might not actually. You might know him as your dentist because Kevin is a dentist. He is at Spring Creek Pediatric Dentistry.
That's right. Yes.
Talk about two jobs that are really take a lot of time.
Yeah. So one is a job and one's a hobby. Let's just throw it out there. Yeah. So my job as a pediatric dentist, I get to see a lot of Clarksville's children, which is fantastic because I get to meet a lot of Clarksville families, both natives who, let's say I went to school with, or I went to college with. I'm a 5th generation Clarksvillian. So I've been here forever, grew up on the horse farm that's been in my family forever. My dad, I'm a 3rd generation small business owner. My dad's been an attorney here forever. And so I get to see people and their kids or their grandkids that I've known my entire life. But I also get to see the people who just moved here and who just became a part of our community. And so that's just been a wonderful kind of part of my job as well, because I get to be one of the first introductions that they have to Clarksville. When you move somewhere, you find a doctor, a dentist, a favorite restaurant, or whatever it is. And so I get to be a part of that also.
That is so cool. So talk about being a small business owner. And as we're talking, I'm going to show you or give you a look at the setup that Kevin has here, because you have a lot of entrepreneurs out there, a lot of young adults trying to figure out what the heck they want to do with their life.
That's right.
I don't know. How did you get started first off in dentistry? And then we'll move over to the show again.
Sure. So dentistry, I had some great mentors locally here in town. I grew up here, went to high school here, went to college here. And so I had a chance to talk to a lot of the dental professionals as I was researching what type of career that I wanted to be. I did not want to be a lawyer. So, my dad's got that. He carries it for both of us. And that did not want to follow in his footsteps in that way. But dentistry just seemed to be a passion. You fix things with your hands. I'm a science nerd, so it just kind of seemed to go right in track with that. And then as far as the show, I feel like, especially for people who are trying to find their way, honestly, this just came about with some YouTube research. Just get on there. And I kind of knew that I had the ability to talk to people and bring out their stories. I'm a podcast consumer, so I take things that I learn and then I just tried to implement it. And so we tried to YouTube, like, what kind of equipment do we need? Where do we get this stuff? How do we make it sound and look great? How can we add value to where the quality is really at a high level? So it brings people in and it makes the stories of the people who make Clarksville great. It makes it professional and it makes it for where people want to consume that content.
100%. So as we're talking right here, right now, so you're seeing his setup, you're seeing the cameras that he has, the lighting. Was this trial and error as you were getting the information from your research?
I would say yes and no. So I've got to give all the credit to my team. Madison Rowland has just done a phenomenal job. She is she's grown up in Clarksville, graduated from Rossview High School, went and did college at Union University, and came back with just a really can-do attitude. And so I gave her this and said, "Here's my dream, and I don't know much more else. Can you make this happen?" And she's just knocked it out of the park. So she's probably had a lot more of the frustration and the trial and the error and then overcoming it. But she's been phenomenal. So I'm gonna give her the credit on that.
She is here in this room as we were doing this interview, and she's kind of smiling over there. I was able to watch, I want to say it was your 15th and 16th episode. One was with the voice of Austin Peay.
That's right.
Which that was a great one.
Yeah, Brian Reeves. What's great is you kind of know a lot of people from a distance. And then when I've reached out to them, I didn't really know if he was going to say yes or not because he's super busy, has a lot going on. But I love Austin Peay football. It's a part of our family's life in the fall and has been for a few seasons. And so to have him on and be able to talk about it, and obviously he's like you, he's not a novice to this, right? And so he came in and just added so much value to the show. We got to hear a little bit of his story of how he got into broadcasting, into play-by-play, and we got to talk about this great story of Austin Peay football, how when I was in college, I didn't even go to a game. I went to Austin Peay, was a student body president, and I went to one game because I had to. They were just irrelevant and it just did not matter. And now they've really turned things around and producing a product on the field for something that we can be proud of as a community.
Well, let me say, I could sit here and talk to Kevin all day long, but we only
That's a podcast episode. We'll make it happen.
Yeah, I'm totally stoked about this.
Yes.
The best piece of advice that you can offer to either a parent out there who has a child who's wanting to start something like this, or to maybe a young student watching or catching this saying, that sounds pretty cool to me.
Yeah. Best piece of advice, don't be afraid of failure. I mean, you will stub your toe on all kinds of mistakes. And I think when we try new things, whether it was me starting my dental practice or my tongue tie center or this podcast, there's always that fear of, is anyone going to care? Am I going to make a fool out of myself? What are people going to think about me? And when you can kind of internalize this, how do I get past that moment and make myself a little vulnerable, but reach out to people to support you, really find a great team. That's really the key to creating something special. And if you can kind of get past that natural fear, that fear of failure, then you're on the road to success.
I always say,
and not that I'm there, but maybe that's what I'm hoping I'm telling myself.
Well, that was bringing me to one more question. And I was like, this is the last question. No, wait, I have one more.
Yeah.
So from the first podcast that you did to now going on 20,
yes.
What's that feeling? What's the difference in that first time to now?
I think now there's confidence that people are listening. So you're throwing it out into thin air. Is anybody going to care? But we get so much great feedback just going into the local restaurants, going to the gym, going to the games. People are saying that they're listening and finding value in it, which I think is incredible. But I also have more confidence that there are really stories of the people who are doing great and positive things in town that need to be told. We had an episode with Chris Ham, who runs and operates and founded Chill's Italian Ice, which is a small business that not a lot of people have heard about, but it is unique and his personality is dynamic. And to be able to tell some of his struggles and how he overcame those in creating this brand and building this business to now what it is. When you go into this business now, it's a local business, you're not only supporting the product, you're supporting the individual and all this hard work that's come through. And so it's fun to be a part of telling those stories. And honestly, that's why I started the podcast. I'm 5th generation Clarksvillian, small business owner, and Clarksville has so much unlimited potential. I knew that someone was going to be part of telling that story, whether it's you or whether it's any of these other great outlets that we have. But I wanted to be a part of that too. And so you just create it and do your best, I guess. Yeah.
That really is it. And I feel 100% what you're saying, Kevin, on that. And as he just said, we have a lot of outlets where you can find information, find stories, whether it be the Clarksville Vibe podcast, our local newspaper outlets. We have a local magazine here. So we have places for you to go. And also This Week in Clarksville. Hope you continue to turn here because there are some phenomenal stories to hear and to tell.
Yeah.
Kevin, thank you so much for sharing some of your story with me. I appreciate it. Again, Kevin Kennedy, the Clarksville Vibe podcast. Stick with us. Don't go anywhere. We have more coming up on This Week in Clarksville right after this.
Welcome to the Omni Nashville Hotel. Urban elegance with a vintage touch. Our 800-room hotel opened up in the fall of 2013 with 746 guest rooms and 54 suites.
Hey, this is George Plaster, and I'm excited to announce that the second annual Plaster and Friends Celebrity Bowling Night is going to happen Monday, November the 28th at the Hermitage Strike and Spare. The three charities that will benefit are Last Minute Toy Store, Martha O'Brien Center, and Stars. And our intention is to get them that money so it can do the most amount of good at Christmas time. Now, here's where I need your help. I need you to sign up to play in the most fun charity event you've ever been involved in. Imagine 64 foursomes with 64 sports personalities in the area. As a single player, it's $200. If you get a foursome, it's $800. And what I want you to do is reach out to me via email, plastergeorge@gmail.com, and we'll get you signed up and get you ready and raring to go. Again, that's plastergeorge@gmail.com for a night you will never forget.
For Dustin Timmons and Joey Donnelly, they welcome every opportunity to serve and satisfy their clients. Whether you are looking to build your dream home or renovate your current home, their team will ensure that every client and remodel is unique, luxurious, completed on time, and within budget. Contact them today to set an appointment for a free consultation or to view some of their completed projects by logging on to DonnellyTimmons.com.
Let it drop now.
Heard that click clack.
Like it's hot.
Come on.
Don't stop. Oh, we got a bus on truck action here. This is
Mountain Home Charter Services out of Mountain Home, Arkansas.
Oh, they are ready to have a good rip-roaring time.
They are here. They are.
They're all
here.
talking about the Miller Lite truck next to them. Like, we don't have one of them.
We should have just took that.
I was about to say, someone made the joke. Why don't we just take that truck?
It would be in good shape.
This is how I picture how back in the day, when pirates used to board ships. This is how it happened. Just a bunch of people that want beer.
They were like, "This ship is now ours. Thank
Coming
you.
aboard.
Have a great day. We're commandeering your ship."
Yeah, that had to really suck, for that to happen.
Oh, no question.
Like, hey, we're gonna take this ship and everything in it. Okay, cool. Where do I go? Yes, that's the thing. We don't want you on the ship anymore.
Like, I don't think you understand. Like,
wait, no. So I could do any kind of job. You know that, right? It's like, yeah, we kind of have our own guys for that. See this plank? Yeah.
You're gonna need to.
I hate to be the guy to tell you this.
Oh, whoa! There's a topless bus over there.
Oh.
Yeah, that was always fun. Always fun.
Cold.
Oh, no, it's cold. Way too cold to be down on
I
that.
was about to say it's very, very chilly.
Very chilly. Yeah. No, thank you. No, thank you. Oh, there. Okay. Are we just riding scooters in the middle of the road now too?
That's what I'm saying.
Across
They
the
are
road?
called
Okay.
scooters. This is a road, is it not?
You're going the wrong way, sir. People watching on Broadway is my favorite thing in the world.
It is, man. Not as many jaywalkers as usual. They're all using that crosswalk there.
Yeah, there.
That's
Well,
what's
and then there's
crazy
the
about it.
one guy with the scooter who's
I guess he's
Jay
going a
Scooting.
wrench.
He's not jaywalking. He's Jay Scooting.
You know what? That's a great rap name.
It would be. It would be. Hey, so let me ask you a question. And like, So this question was posed by country music up and comer folks knowing Parker McCollum over the weekend on Twitter.
Okay.
Is there new water being created, or is it just like all OG water from year one?
Like water in general? Like
Yeah.
you mean bottled water?
No, water from like
Just water.
like just water.
Yeah, hose water?
Like all water. Like, are we creating new water, or is it just all like OG water from like year one?
Am I reading way too much into this? Okay, so you're saying, have we developed water from at the beginning? Like, is it different?
Like, is there a lab somewhere creating water, or are we just getting the water from the earth and like that's just?
I actually know the answer to this. I saw it on Uber Facts on Twitter, and again, I've said it before. They can't put anything on the internet that's not true. So, this is fact checked, and so there is not 1% or one drop of water that hasn't been here since the beginning of water. So like every time, like no matter what, we've had the same amount of water forever. I know that doesn't sound right, and I bet it's worded differently to sound a lot more scientific, but like even the dinosaur era, if you think about it, water gets exchanged throughout the earth, like you said, into our drinking water.
Yeah. So like, I mean, obviously the drinking water disappears.
Right. But then we outsource it, right? And then it goes to a plumbing place.
Then what?
And then it gets fixated in that pool of plumbing stuff that they do.
And then it gets treated and we eventually drink it again.
Exactly. And then the rainwater, we all know about that.
The evaporation from the ocean and or rivers and lakes.
Like Nate Bargatze, he was saying, if I was to be sent to the future, there'd be no way for me to prove that I was from the future, because I'd be like, hey, they got like satellites now. You don't use maps or anything. And they're like, satellites? How do those work? It's like, oh, I have no clue.
Yeah, no. It's like
I actually may not even be from the future.
It's like, I don't know how it works, but
it's like we have phones now. They're like really small. It's like, oh my gosh, how do you even do that? Oh wait, again, yeah, I don't know.
I have no idea. Could not tell you.
But it's coming.
The only way to prove it would be to predict Biff style. Correctly correctly predict the sports scores.
The almanac.
That's it. That's the only way I could do it.
Facts. Yeah, I would definitely need it. I would definitely need some sort of point of reference. There's no way I'd be able to just rip off what a satellite is to somebody.
No. No. It's a big round thing with another thing that sticks out, and then it just sends waves.
The way he says it is so funny. He's like, yeah, it's up there, and I think there's like a bunch of them, or maybe one. I don't know.
I have no idea. Hey, let's take a look, because I want to show you this. Today is National Kick Butt Day.
I love that it's in chalk and it's underlined. Make it
happen. That's right.
That's amazing.
So National Kick Butt Day. Go out there and kick butt today.
Find the nearest person that you don't know, or it could be your family. Just really the next person you see and kick their butt. And then show them this, and it'll be fine.
So that's a joke that Dusty Slay does. Nashville comedian Dusty Slay. He said,
"Oh, does he?"
I saw a guy outside, and I don't want to fight him. He didn't really ask me if I wanted to fight, though. He didn't say, "Sir, would you like to spar?" No, he asked me, "Would you like for me to kick your butt?" And
oh no,
and no, I don't like.
There's a Will Ferrell movie too, Get Hard, where it's a movie where he's about to go to prison.
Yeah.
And
Kevin Hart's like training him,
and he's out in the park, and he goes up to these guys that are like 6'8", and he's like, "I want to fight you."
No.
And they're like, "What'd you say?" It's like, I'm gonna beat you up."
No, you're not. So yeah, National Kick Butt Day, and it's also National Walk to a Park Day. So you can walk to a park and then kick someone's butt.
I was about to say, there's many butt kicking opportunities, I bet, at the national park.
Walk to a park day. I live too far away from a park to just walk.
Yeah, me too. And like, oh wait, so don't walk at the park. You walk to the park.
That's correct.
Oh, so when I get there, do I just walk back?
I guess.
If I'm going to a
It doesn't say National Walk to a Park, then play and walk home day. It's
Right.
just walk to the park. Then
You're right.
call an Uber and go home.
Yeah, there's no itinerary. It's like it kind of leaves the rest of the day up to you.
Once you get there, you've done it.
It's like, should I walk around? No, you really don't have to. You can. You definitely can.
It's really up to you. However you feel like.
They're on the way to the park. That's so funny. Yeah, I don't live close enough to a park to ever think about walking to the park because.
But you can walk downtown.
That's true. But what if I'm going to go somewhere and I plan on walking? I'm going to drive to the spot, get out, then walk where my planned location would be to walk. You know what I mean? I'm not going to walk to it.
No, because that's just going to mess up my timing. That's going to mess up the whole thing. Like,
yeah,
it's 18 laps around. That's a mile.
Like I came here to walk, but I walked here. So, yeah, that's just blowing my mind.
I've already filled my quota for walking.
What do we do? I can't double up.
I mean,
exercise.
This is ridiculous.
Everybody knows too much of a good thing is really, really bad. So I do.
I mean, if I do all this walking, how am I going to kick butt? So I don't know.
Especially so if you see somebody walking to a park, don't approach them because they've seen this show and they know it's kick butt day too, and they're prepared.
That's right. You got to be careful. Be careful where you get that information. Anyway, so yeah, it's also Columbus Day. It's National Native American Day, which I think is a little ironic.
That is the most ironic thing I've ever heard in my whole entire life.
I think they did that on purpose. I'm just here to say.
I really don't like Christopher Columbus, to be honest with you.
Not a big fan.
Yeah,
not a big fan.
Don't like
even though we share a name.
Oh, you do? You were named after him? I'm just kidding.
It's better than I was almost named after a character on a soap opera. So what was your almost name? Do you have an almost name?
Jason.
Okay. I was almost Sarah Lauren.
Really?
Then I married a Sarah, so it worked out.
Well, I actually was supposed to be a girl. My dad says the last surprise in life is to know if you're going to have a boy or girl when it happens. So they were very much leaning towards the fact I was going to be a woman, and I ended up being a guy. So I think my girl name, though, was, I don't know. I got to ask that. I can't believe I don't know that.
You got to find out.
I definitely need to know that. Definitely.
Sarah Lauren. I was going to be named after a soap star. So yeah. Anyway,
they knew you were a guy.
They did. Well, eventually, yes. But thank you guys for hanging out with us here on Mornings on Main Street. It's been a fantastic day. We'll be back tomorrow. Terry McCormick will join us and talk Titans on Tighten Up Tuesday. So we'll see you then. This has been Mornings on Main Street. For Justin, I'm Chris. Have a great day.
See y'all.